The Dr. Ray Podcast is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio. Here's today's monologue with Dr. Ray Guarendi.
I fought Facebook for a long time, and I decided, okay, no, I'm going to try to connect, make friends with people using Facebook principles. I'll apply the same Facebook techniques of connection. So, what I do now is when I'm walking down the street and I see somebody that I don't know, I tell them what I've eaten that day, how I feel at that moment, what I did the night before, what I'll do later, who I'm going to be hanging around with. Yeah. I give them pictures of my family, my dog, me washing the car, taking things apart in the garage, mowing the lawn, driving around town, having lunch, pretty much doing what anybody and everybody does every day. I listen to their conversations, and I give them a thumbs up. And I tell them I like them. And it's working. It is really working. I already have 4 followers. Yep. 2 police officers, a private investigator, and a psychiatrist. Did I get Tank's consent to be on Facebook? You know, Tank passed away. The big 110-pound rot that we had passed away. Probably about a year ago now, a year and a half ago. His sister, Delta, she's not as big. She's about 90 pounds. She's there, and she's definitely more girl than he was. Tank just was kind of laying around. He was cool, you know. Delta, she's protected us. She's protected us from 9 plastic bags going around our backyard. She's protected us from multiple birds. Well, she hasn't done anything to them. She just lets us know they're there. Pretty much every Amazon package deliverer, yeah. That's it. She's making sure they're not going to do any harm to us. Mm-hmm. Nice to have you. Somebody comes into my office, marriage counseling, and I might make a suggestion that one of the spouses, and more often the guy, to be more affectionate. His spouse is craving the slightest morsel of it. An answer I get might be, that's not me. That's not who I am. I'm just not an affectionate person. Or I might suggest in a marriage conflict that the wife be a little more reluctant to get into arguments with the guy's dad. And she says, well, I'm just an assertive person. That's me. I'm assertive. When we say that that's not me, I think a lot of the time it means that's not what I want to do. Okay, I understand that if somebody says, would you like to go to that party and have a drink? And no, that's not me. That's understandable. That's not a preference. But if it is something that would do good, for example, you got an aunt. She's 88. She's in a nursing home. And her daughter who's 57, asks you if you want to go visit her. That's I don't know. That's not my scene. That's just not my scene. What's that really saying? You have a chance to do something good. You have a chance to do something charitable, but you're hiding behind some kind of created persona. That's not who I am. Well, I know that more exercise would be good for me, but that's just not my style. Well, if you know something would be good for you, if you know something would be good for somebody else, can you really hide behind that's not me? Because what you're saying is I don't want to do that. If you will permit me to draw a parallel and use more psychobabble lingo, it's not in my comfort zone. Comfort zone. What a great line. It basically says, here, I've got an excuse for not doing something that is not easy for me to do. When somebody says that's not me, are they hiding? Are they saying you're asking me to do something that I really wouldn't prefer to do? Now, if it's not a moral or charitable issue, I can understand that. For example, somebody might say to me, "Hey Ray, we're going to go golfing on Tuesday." I go, I'm not a golfer. Well, that's not a moral issue. That's not anything that would test my virtue, if you will. But what if somebody says, boy, they need volunteers at church. You're free Friday night, aren't you, Ray? They need a volunteer. Oh, I don't like volunteering. I'm just not a volunteer type. What am I saying? Am I saying I've already established what I will and will not do according to the traits that I ascribe to myself as a person? I hear that an awful lot in counseling. I hear it a lot in everyday conversation. That's not who I am. And I'm tempted to say, well, maybe it should be who you are. If you claim to be a Christian, a follower of Christ, maybe you ought to alter who you are to have a more charitable who you are. There's a lot of things I would prefer not to do. And I could say, nah, that's not me. But I know it's a good thing to do. And therefore, I better work at getting over me.
More of Dr. Ray's monologues can be found on his website, drray.com. Monologues as well as full-length programs of The Doctor Is In can be heard at AveMariaRadio.net and EWTN.com/radio.